We begin first with some breaking news. Israel's defense minister says that his country has, quote, resumed fighting in Gaza and will press on with the offensive until all Israeli hostages are released. Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry says at least 200 people, including children, have been killed in the new airstrikes on the Gaza Strip. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he ordered the strikes due to a lack of progress in negotiations to extend the ceasefire with Hamas, the Hamas militant group. Hamas says Israel overturned the ceasefire and warned the strikes are putting the remaining hostages in danger. For more, I'm joined now by DW reporter Alyona Murashova. Thanks for being with us here. What more can you tell us about what's going on there?
Well, this is Israel's heaviest attack on Hamas in Gaza Strip since it struck a ceasefire deal with Hamas there back in January. And the US also said that Israel consulted with the administration of Donald Trump before carrying out these attacks. Israel said that it launched these attacks in response to Hamas's refusal to agree on the proposals of mediators on how to proceed further with the second phase of the ceasefire, and that it also refused to release more hostages. And here I also quote the Israel's defense minister. He said that the gates of hell will open in Gaza if all hostages are not released. And it's very similar also to Trump's statement that he made several weeks ago, where he said that he warned publicly that if Hamas does not release all the hostages in Gaza, let hell break out. And this is the quote. Now, Hamas in turn says that this is Israel's fault that the situation has escalated that much. They say that Israel has breached the ceasefire agreement and that this means that the lives of the hostages are now in grave danger.
So what does this mean for the ceasefire now?
You know, these strikes, they came 2 months after the ceasefire was agreed. And during these 6 weeks, roughly 36 hostages were released by Hamas in return to roughly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners. And What's important to note here is that this first stage of the ceasefire, it actually ended 2 weeks ago. And since then, both sides, they were trying to find ways to agree on something to proceed with the second stage of the ceasefire. And the second stage would mean the end of the war, basically, and the release of all hostages. And the number of remaining hostages is about 60. So now it's not really immediately clear if this attacks, they mean the end of the ceasefire altogether, that there will be no negotiations, it's going to be full-on attacks from now on, or it's just some kind of tactic from the Israeli side to put even more pressure on Hamas. But what we know so far, and this is from Israeli officials, they say that the operation will continue for as long as necessary.
Okay, so a lot remains unclear at the moment. DW's Alyona Murashova, thank you.
Thank you.